Hi everybody, this is Nick. A really knackered Nick actually today, and also a very homemaking Nick today. So look, you can see I'll say here in my bedroom. I've got my apron on. It is actually a really beautiful day, but it's still quite chilly, so I'm waiting for it to warm up. And yeah, the continued journey of the menopause. You know, what can I say? So I almost didn't do this because I thought, same old same. I'm just repeating myself. And it's going to get so Groundhog Day for people to listen to. And then the realization hit me. But actually, other women who are going through this probably need to hear it because, you know, what if they think that? And then what if they stop reaching out? What if they actually stop being honest about how they really feel? Because, you know, you start, not you per se, but I know I start feeling like not really wanting to say how I feel because it does feel like Groundhog Day a lot of the time. And it goes on for a prolonged period, which is actually why I think it's really important to speak out. So I have not vlogged and written for a long time, actually. I say a long time, I mean, I'm talking a few months. The reason being that I was just getting, particularly in lockdown, I was just getting so addicted, quite frankly, to social media that, you know, I was just living my life through it as opposed to actually really living my life. And it just felt really unhealthy. It just felt like there was a dependency there. And it also felt that I wasn't necessarily always being really genuine, authentic and truthful, you know, because I was getting into this, well, how do I get engagement? How, you know, what is it people want to hear? And actually people just want to hear the truth, right? They just want to hear the truth of a situation. So I took a step back and actually that was really good because I've been doing a lot of stuff online. I've been doing a lot of training. I've been starting my, I've done Tender Loving Care course, which is the first step in soul midwifery, which is about helping people who are dying. Basically, that's what it's about. And I also did the entrance long distance course for the School of Soul Midwifery. So my next step is to do the level 1 in that training. And I've decided, well, for a couple of reasons. One is at the minute, the training, which is three days, is actually via Zoom. So I'm going to hold on because actually I think I'd like to do it face to face. I think it's, you know, really deep work that I'd like to do face to face. But also I'm about to start volunteering at our local hospice, and I'm very much a student, and I think it's really quite important for me to work in that environment. I say work, volunteer in that environment, and really get to know that environment and get to, you know, work out how I can best help, how I can use the, you know, the skills, the personality and who I am to really help. So I guess I stepped back and really just decided to spend a bit of time with myself. That's the bottom line, spend a bit of time with myself. And I've been doing an online spirituality course, which has been really, really good. It's been a bit like therapy, honestly. It has been a bit like therapy, if I'm honest. And a few weeks ago, my menopause carries on, right? But, you know, ironically in lockdown, it's probably been more manageable. And the reason it's been more manageable and hasn't felt like such a massive part of my life is because you do a lot less in lockdown, right? Your life is so much simpler. You know, I don't have school runs to do. I don't have clubs to get to. There's just a whole stack of stuff that doesn't exist. And it's a different set of challenges because there's obviously a really difficult psychological thing that goes on, well, certainly went on for me in lockdown in terms of keeping any level of motivation going, you know, actually dragging myself out of bed each morning, finding a structure and a purpose to my day. I can't say that I particularly suffered from fear or anxiety, and I don't really think I have all the way through. But I think a lot of that is because actually I'm very, I think relaxed is the wrong word. I'm trying to choose my words, brain fog setting in here. Yeah, classic menopausal symptom. I think I've always been very robust. Yeah, I've always been very fit. I've always been very blessed with very good health, and I've always been very robust. So I haven't been fearful of the pandemic per se. I think it's been much more about the psychological impact, keeping going, keeping motivation, making sure the kids are okay, you know, that kind of cabin fever type thing that you get. And then but the thing within all of that is, obviously, my life was very simple. I didn't have massive demands on me. And physically, I was only really doing what I chose to do. Now we've come out of lockdown, and you kind of go from 0 to 100 miles an hour. And God, I'm just so knackered. And it is a deep, bone aching knackeredness that I feel. You know, my back ache, my shoulders ache. I'm really tired. Actually, my brain fog isn't too bad at the minute. And if I'm honest, I'm not too teary at the minute either. But you know, even in the menopause, you still have a cycle, right? So it depends where you are in the cycle. I do find the anxiety, as ever, you know, the anxiety for me is just constantly there. And anxiety about really pissy things that really shouldn't be a big deal. Like, for example, the fridge door's broken, right? It took 48 hours for the guys to come out, the engineers to come out and have a look. They've been able to order the parts. It's no problem. They're going to be here in a few days' time to fix it. In the meanwhile, I do have a spare fridge that I can use as a backup. But that has caused me an awful lot of anxiety. And when I've said to myself, why is it that you're anxious? What I've realised is that the reason I'm anxious is because the insurance I have is that if they can't actually mend the appliance, you get a new one. And I have purposely quite a high-end fridge freezer because I like to buy things once and for them to last a long time. So I have a Lieber fridge freezer. And a lot of the time with the insurance company, I end up having a bit of a row with them because when they have to replace it, when they can't mend it, they replace it. Very often they've tried to fob me off with a much, much cheaper, lower quality model, which I just don't think's right, because actually I just don't want something that's only going to last a short amount of time. It's not a snobbery thing. It's just about waste, really. And what happens is I have to go into battle a bit to fight my corner. And I do generally, and I think perhaps it's the philosophy, I don't know. I do generally win the discussion, but the thought of conflict really, really stresses me. The thought of just having that low energy, low vibration kind of conflict and having to fight my corner is where the anxiety comes from. And I've noticed that about a lot of things, that I end up getting wound up. But when I really sit with it and go, what am I getting wound up about? I'm actually getting wound up about the fact I've got to go into battle with somebody, or I think I have to go into battle with somebody. And that's what causes the conflict. And so, you know, part of the spirituality course is really good. It talks about, you know, countering the thought. So rather than having this thought this morning of, oh shit, you know, I'm going to have this battle, the thought was, maybe I won't have to have this battle. Maybe they will be able to fix it. Blah, blah, blah. And as it turns out, that is what's happening. But the point of telling you all of this is that it continues, right? The menopause continues, and it continues over a prolonged period of time. And sometimes the symptoms are worse than others. Right now, I think there is something genuinely about, we've been in lockdown and you come out of lockdown, so you've gone from 0 to 100 miles an hour. So I think menopausal or not, you probably be, I would suspect other people are feeling knackered like I am, right? But because the menopause goes on for so long, I almost shut down. I'm almost like, I don't want to talk about it because I just sound like I'm moaning. And this is why people don't talk about it, right? So, for me, what's happening right now is I'm really tired all of the time. Look at me. Yeah, I know. I haven't been to the hairdressers. Next week I'm at the hairdressers. And even that, do you know what? I can't really be asked. I couldn't be asked to go this week. I moved my appointment to next week. It wasn't like I couldn't get in till next week. I just couldn't be asked because I'm having too many things to do in my day. I'm just completely overwhelmed. Again, something that came with menopause, just can't cope with too much. Too many demands on me, too many places to be. Sensory overload can be really bad, you know, too much noise, too much stuff going on around me. I just find really, really fucking stressful. It's just horrible. It's a horrible feeling. This bone aching tiredness, which I'm really, really tired. I have been for a few swims. Yeah, and I really struggle if I swim one day, I know I have to rest the next day. And the anxiety, it is a real constant battle to keep on top of the anxiety. And sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do take medication to just help me cope with the anxiety. And I don't think any of us should ever be embarrassed or ashamed of having to, or of just being able to come clean about what we need to be able to do to cope. I think each one of us, in conjunction with, you know, your GP or your consultant, whoever it is you've got supporting you, and if you haven't got somebody supporting you and you're feeling all of these symptoms, then get out there and bang on some bloody doors, because this menopause stuff, it's bloody real and it's debilitating. And it's not that you're weak, or there's something wrong with you, or that you need to put yourself together, or that you're imagining these things. No, none of those things are true. It is real. It is happening to you. It is debilitating. We do need support. It's fucking hard. It does, or it can go on for a long time. You can get to the stage where, I guess like me, I'm thinking, God, do I even want to talk about it anymore? Because it's Groundhog Day. And yeah, I think the overriding thing, the big thing for me right now is, God, I'm so tired. I am so tired. I am actually just sorting out my bedroom and some of my clothes and stuff. And I think I'm actually just going to have to lay down for an hour, try and pull myself together to crack on with the rest of the day. So that is the latest and greatest in terms of, you know, life in the menopause. And you might notice this, new glasses. I've actually given in on my $1.99 reading glasses from the shelf based on whatever ones I seem to be able to read out of, because my eyesight's just got so bad that I've actually gone and got some prescription ones and done the right thing. And I just really, I guess, want to say to people, I might not have all the answers for everybody, but I just genuinely hope that by sharing how I feel very freely, very openly, completely unashamedly, you know, this is just part of life. I hope that you might not feel so isolated and that there may be something wrong with you, because this is a challenge. It is a challenge that we do need to, I think, what do I think we need to do? I think, you know, we need to be kind with ourselves. So I'm now going to lay down for an hour. Be kind with yourself is the biggest one. I think pace yourself. So, you know, cut things down into small steps. Keep banging on doors. Oh God, the stories I hear about women just feeling so shut down and that nobody takes them seriously. Well, yeah, fucking take us seriously. You know, keep having that conversation until somebody takes you seriously. And it gives you some support, whatever that might. It may well be a variety of things, right? I mean, everybody's journey is different, which is why it's really important to access professional support. And please don't let people say, well, you shouldn't take this and you must take this. There is no should, shouldn't, must. It's whatever your journey is, whatever your bespoke treatment plan is. And that is a combination of you getting to know your body and interacting with perhaps other people that are going through this. And of course, most importantly, accessing the professional help. You're not imagining things. This is very real. I'm going for a nap. Lots of love. Bye.